Welcome, everyone, to the Region 16 men's basketball game tonight. North Central Missouri College gets set to take on St. Louis Community College. I am Rick Cole. It is our last basketball pregame show for the season as the Pirates are on the road at Jefferson College next week for the men's Region 16 tournament. Let's start today with the visiting St. Louis Community College Archers. They come in at 10-14 overall. They are 2-3 in the region and fresh off a dramatic 91-90 win over Missouri State West Plains. St. Louis shot 59% in that game. They knocked down 8 three-pointers, handed out 21 assists. They had built a 15-point halftime lead and then had to survive a furious second-half rally by West Plains. Head coach Terry Collins is in his 11th season leading the Archers. He has coached at 5 different junior college programs, brings tremendous experience to the bench. Statistically, St. Louis averages 72.8 points per game. They allow 71.4. They shoot 45% from the floor, 33% from three-point territory, so they are very capable offensively when they are clicking. Leading the way for St. Louis is Zach Goss, 14.6 points per game, shooting 34% from three and 77% from the line. Along with Goss is Derek Smith, 11.7 points per game, very efficient inside at 55% from the floor. In their game Saturday with North Central, however, St. Louis struggled, shooting just 34% in an 82-59 loss. For the Archers today, the key will be pace control and defensive discipline. If they allow the Pirates team to get comfortable offensively, could be a pretty long day for St. Louis. To talk about that, here's Terry Collins of the Archers. It seems like most years you guys play a lot of tough non-regional teams. Is that the case this year? Is that the case for your record being about 500 in some ways?
Not really. We've played some good teams, to be sure. Played Moberly, played Parkland, which is, I think, maybe top 5, and played Rend Lake, which is receiving votes in the poll. But other than Moberly beat us soundly, but other than that, we've competed well in those games. Split with Rend Lake, lost to Parkland at the buzzer by 2. And we've just lost a lot of games where we didn't play well. Even Highland, we lost at the buzzer to Highland. They've been a good team. So we've found a way to lose good, medium, or even bad teams. We found a way to lose.
You've had some kids go down with injuries, and it seems like you have a lot of them. What kind of an effect has that had?
It's hurt our consistency, but when we had the full squad, we were not consistent. So really, we can't use that. It just means the ones that are playing, if there's 2 or 3 that don't play well, you're going to be struggling. But as I say, we were struggling when we had all 13 guys playing. So I think it's more of a matter of us not finding our real identity and expressing that game by game.
Is that getting better? Are you here toward the end of the season starting to develop that a little bit, getting a better idea of your identity?
Well, I thought it was changing because we opened the region play with beating Jefferson on the road by maybe 16, and then Metropolitan here at home by 23. But there's an asterisk on the Metropolitan game. They didn't have Kobe Johnson, so we've lost 5 games inside the last 10 seconds.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, that's not good for the coach's health.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. When you are playing well, what does it look like?
As the same as it always does, and that's why we haven't been consistent. Our identity has always been, play really good defense and rebound well, and then take care of the ball. When we do that, we're good. If we don't, we don't really have an identity. Okay, and so that's been our weakness.
What do you have to do against North Central?
Exactly that. We got to guard, we got to rebound, we got to take care of the ball. And obviously guarding is really hard. because there's a lot of weapons on the floor. And rebounding is really going to be hard because, it's not just Gak and Porter. I mean, those guards are really big and tough. So that rebound is going to be hard. And obviously taking care of the ball is always hard against Jeremy's defense. So all three areas will be major challenges.
Let's talk now about North Central Missouri College Pirates. They are 19-8 and 2-2 in Region 16. The Pirates right now are rolling. They have won 4 straight. They are 11-3 at home this season. They average 81.7 points a game. They allow 71.4. The Pirates shoot an impressive 47% from the floor as a team, 77% from the free throw line. Head coach Jeremy Esri is in his 10th season at the helm. He continues to build one of the premier programs in Region 16 and in the Midwest as well. A 4-time Region Coach of the Year, Esri has led this program to national prominence, including last year's 31-3 season and a number 1 national ranking for much of last season. Assistant coach Demetrius Houston Jr. is now in his 4th season. He continues to handle scouting and player development after an outstanding playing career. North Central defeated St. Louis 82-59 in last week's matchup. They shot 54%, 19 of 26 at the free throw line, and winning the rebounding battle by a dozen. This offense, of course, can be explosive. Camden Bennett, the Pirates' leading scorer, is at 22 points a game. He is shooting 35% from three-point territory, 83% from the line. And, of course, he holds NCMC's single-season free throw record at 94% last year. James Porter III, 16 points a game, 9 rebounds a game, a very physical presence inside who also shoots 60% from the floor and is our student of the month, we should point out. Dan Gak is at 12.5 points and 9.2 rebounds per contest, and Cam Brown, 12.6 points as a versatile 6'5 wing. In their last outing, the Pirates dominated Kansas Christian 101-64, shot 54% in that game, and dished out 33 assists on 37 made field goals. And that's some pretty good basketball. Our tip-off is coming up next from the Ketchum Center, but first, let's hear from Jeremy Esri. Last home game of the year for North Central Missouri College basketball today, and that means your guys are going to play your sophomores will play their last game. Is there talk about that? Is that a deal for them or not?
We haven't mentioned it. I'm sure they've talked about it and stuff. To be honest, I should have known, but I just realized it whenever you said it and stuff.
Right.
You kind of get in the thick of things in the middle of the season, but kind of sad when you think about it, and some of these guys that have put in a lot of work for 2 years and in front of some great fans and all that. So, but hopefully they don't let their emotions get too rattled with all that stuff.
Sure.
So yeah, we haven't really talked about it, but I think it's there in their minds.
Yeah. You played St. Louis just a week ago. You may have played them in the regional tournament again. Mm-hmm. So you and the women are kind of stuck in this. We're playing St. Louis. It's Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Pluses, minuses of that whole thing?
I don't know if there's any pluses. I think it's hard to play a team back to back. It's hard to play a team within a week and stuff, and we might be doing that 3 weeks in a row, 3 weeks in a row with everything. So, I don't know too many positives other than I guess, the scout doesn't really change too much in terms of, you're watching the same film. Now we'll rewatch it and hopefully learn some stuff and change some stuff, but they're going to come in with a great game plan, and they're always well coached, and so it'll be a challenge.
Yeah. What did you find out last Saturday playing them that you didn't know already about them?
Yeah. they didn't play as well as we've seen on film. They didn't play as well as they have in the past, and as we know they can play and stuff. And so they're going to be tough. I think they run their actions good. I thought they gave us some fits in transition, which we didn't overly expect, and they got out and ran, and so we got to do some stuff that way and stop some guys that way. But we got lucky in a sense where they missed some shots they normally hit, so we have to see what we can do and defend that again, and if they do go in, make some adjustments and go from there.
This is another gap in your schedule, and has it been a weird year like that? I don't remember having so many starts and stops, maybe except for COVID. Maybe.
Yeah, it certainly has. Just with the last 2 weeks, we played 3 games in 5 days, both weeks and stuff. But before that, we had a long stretch where with the snowstorm and stuff, it was a while for us to play a game, and now we're waiting 6 days, 7 days to play again, and it's kind of you just hope your guys aren't a little rusty and stuff. And you hope by this time of year, we're good to go. But at the same time, you would love a middle of the week game to kind of ease some stuff through.
Right. Keys against St. Louis. What do you want to do on the floor? Not only for this game, but heading into the postseason.
Just be tough. I think we have to be tough. I think when we're tough, we're great. When we move the ball, we're great or good, and we just have to do those things over and over again, and be consistent with being tough, and especially rebounding wise, especially with not settling offensively. So.
Caitlin Clark from the logo.
Life would be easier if I could do everything from the logo.
Allow me to assist.
Pickles. It worked. Buckets. Now that's a tomato. Sheboygan.
The answer is Sheboygan.
They match. P-E-Z-O-L. Bottom row.
From the logo.
State Farm with the assist.
This is Jeremy Esri. The tip-off for our game is coming up next on Pirates Digital Media.
This afternoon from the Ketchum Community Center in Trenton, Missouri, it's NJCAA basketball in Region 16. The North Central Missouri College Pirates at 19-8 face the St. Louis Community College Archers 10-14. St. Louis is 2-3 in the region. The Pirates are 3-2. So a win here by North Central may sew up a number 1 seed. And for St. Louis, if they can pull even with North Central, well, it's really anybody's top seed of the 4-team tournament that starts next Friday. I am Rick Cole, our producer today on site, Nolan Parton. Nick Stewart is our director. Aiden Snyder is in charge of our replays and graphics as the Pirates and St. Louis meet for the second time in 8 days. They played last weekend with the Pirates winning at St. Louis 82-59. Shot 54% from the floor. St. Louis shot 34% in the loss to North Central. So we're getting ready for the starting lineups, and let's go down to the floor for those right now.
St. Louis Community College out of St. Louis, Missouri. First, let's meet the starters for the visiting Archers. At guard, 6'2" freshman, number 2, Mael Taylor. At guard, 6' freshman, number 4, Chris Cole. At guard, 6' sophomore, number 15, Zach Goss. At forward, 6'5" sophomore, number 24, Justin Hayes. And at forward, 6'4" sophomore, number 32, Derek Smith. The head coach for the Archers is Terry Collins. Assistant coaches are Miles Devils, LaShawn Amos, and Cameron Lockett. Now everyone on your feet for the starting lineup of your NCMC Pirates. At guard is 6'5" redshirt freshman from Quincy, Illinois, number 4, Camden Brown. At guard is 6'3" redshirt sophomore from St. Joseph, Missouri, number 5, Camden Bennett. At guard, 5'9" redshirt freshman from Parkville, Missouri, number 10, Grant Red. At forward is 6'4" sophomore from St. Louis, Missouri, number 23, James Porter III. City, Missouri, number 24, Gang Yak. The head coach here, Pirates, is Jeremy Elway, assistant coaches, Demetrius Houston Jr., and managers of Taylor Evans, Elijah.
Our referees this afternoon are Chris Stevens, Justin Criddle, and Cole Craig. And that is about all we can tell you before these two teams match up. Last year, North Central was number 1 in the nation. They went to St. Louis, got beat by the Archers. The Pirates had won against the Archers at home, and then they met again in the regional tournaments, and the Pirates came out on top. This year, Pirates have won the first game. This game originally was scheduled for, I believe, January, and was snowed out. So we make it up here just a week before the regional tournament. And here we go with St. Louis winning the tap, and the Archers move from left to right. Chris Cole with the basketball draws Bennett on defense to start out. Cole and Bennett again on the outside. Pirates playing man-to-man as they do most normally. There's a shot put up, tough shot by Zach Goss, and the Pirates rebound and come down the court. Red is the point guard. Grant's tightly guarded by Cole. Going to go all the way down to the baseline before running out of room and throwing it away. Intercepted by the postman, Derek Smith. He's 6'4" and a sophomore. Here's Cole looking for Smith. Driving against Red and later Porter, and he gets the ball right back and misses it again. Round the board to Bennett in transition. Bennett can't hit it. Porter pounding the boards, but coming away with it is again Zach Goss. Goss down low. 24 is Justin Hayes, and he gets the first one to go. He's from Wentzville, Missouri, a 6'5" sophomore. Gack on the outside to Red. Driving is Gack, and running into traffic. The ball dislodged, and St. Louis has a chance to up the lead. Mael Taylor against Bennett this time. On the outside, a long one by Justin Hayes, and the rebound won by Taylor, who goes in to score it. So Mael Taylor scores it, and Jeremy Esri wants to take a timeout here, and does. He'll take the timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. While we have a chance, let's kind of review the women's game today. They won 87-37 over the Archers. Liz Oliver, 17 points. Taylor Morrison had 13 points and 8 rebounds. And Sid Ashelman had 10 points and 8 rebounds for the Pirates, who will be the number 1 seed in Friday's beginning of the Region 16 tournament. So a slow start by the Pirates leads to a Jeremy Esri timeout, but down just 4-0. And it'll be Red who walks it up against Chris Cole. Bennett against Goss. Porter to Brown. Red. Boy, they're really playing him tight. Not a lot of teams play him that tight on the perimeter. He's not a tremendous three-point shooter. Brown driving against Taylor. Fades away for 3, but it's Porter underneath. He had him by one arm. They're going to call the foul, though, on St. Louis. I tell you what, Derek Smith has a right to be a little upset there, as Porter had him with one hand and caught the rebound with the other before trying to go up again. Here's Gack quickly unloading. And out jumping everybody is Derek Smith for the rebound. 4-0 St. Louis in the early going here from the Ketchum Center in Trenton, Missouri. Cole working against Brown. Quick shot by Smith, and he hits that two-pointer. Well, one of the things Jeremy Esri said is this team, St. Louis, referring to them, is very capable, and they certainly are showing it early here. There's Gack getting inside. Brown battling for the loose ball, but into the hands of Hayes. St. Louis runs. Cole looking for some space, kicking it to the wing. The 3 up, and it's St. Louis red hot to start. Taylor hits a three-pointer, and the Pirates are down by 9. Brown on the perimeter. Gack to Red. Porter to Bennett. Boy, they're all over our outside shooters. Here's Bennett driving inside, lost the handle, but that's because he was fouled. Foul is going to be on Derek Smith, and that's 2 already on him. Cam Bennett to go to the free throw line. Bennett, one of the best free throw shooters over the last 2 years in NJCAA, hits the first one there. He's hitting 83% this year. He is number 8 in the nation in total free throws and free throws attempted. 142 out of 171, make it 143 of 172 now. Yeah, you get the idea. He hits 2 there, and the Pirates are finally on the board. Took him more than 3 minutes. Chris Cole is a freshman from Chicago. In the corner, Taylor. 22 popping out is Alan Kujundic, who is just in, and a foul on St. Louis. Derek Smith goes to the bench. Kujundic is in here with just 3.5 minutes gone by. And also Talon Holt taking the handoff, spinning around and made the shot out of nothing and got fouled in the process, so he'll have 2. And this foul is going to be on Justin Hayes, and it's his first. Talon Holt has progressively worked his way into more and more time. Last year saw very little time. This year he has been one of the major contributors off the bench. Had 14 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 steals against Kansas Christian last week. That hits for his first point today. Pirates down by 6. Cole pushing it. Mael Taylor trying to lose Red. Keeps the dribble alive. Pitching it underneath. Kujundic nowhere to go. 13 to shoot. Taylor and Red again. Good pass inside. Goss is a good mid-range post player and couldn't hit that one. And it'll belong to North Central, and it's going to be a media timeout at that point. Some of the fans here that are enjoying the beginning of this game, although the Pirates trail it by 6.
Every piece of land has a story, written by those who work it. Like the Caggianos, who are brewing their own legacy. Or the Reds with their drama-free plot, tranquil and serene. The Upshaws, they DIY all the time. While the Nelsons play lead in their own adventure, 150 years in the making. There's a story in every piece of land. Run with us and start telling yours.
St. Louis off to a fast start. They led it 9-0 before 3 free throws by the Pirates. In fact, the Pirates are 0 for 5 from the floor. North Central has turned it over once. St. Louis has turned it over once. And the Archers are 4 of 8 from the floor, shooting 50%, including 1 of 2 3-pointers. So North Central down by 6 here. They have the basketball. Red into the game, and St. Louis switches to a 1-3-1 zone after the timeout. Red from the outside, fires between 2 Archers and hits it. Parkville, Missouri's Grant Red had 3 points against St. Louis last weekend. Got the same number right now. 24 is Justin Hayes up on top. Kujundic. Off the screen, the lefty Goss fires. The tip won't go. CJ Lang is in there, and he couldn't get it to go. Red again for the Pirates, looking to tie with a long one. And knocked away. Holt was there to grab it and then throws it. Tried to split the feet of CJ Lang and ends up turning it over.
NCMC foul number 33, Talon Holt, his first game.
Talon Holt was in the middle of that scramble for the ball, and he picks up his first foul. Not a shooting situation, so Goss will throw it in on the sideline. Pirates have scored the last 6 to get a little closer here at 9-6. Three-pointer by Hayes, everywhere but in. Kajundich with the rebound, then tossed and deflected into the hands of Brown. Red up the sideline. Down low, Porter the third. A wide open Bennett. And Porter is underneath, got the rebound, went back up. They say the ball was knocked out of his hands momentarily. That's why it wasn't a travel. And Porter, his first points. He's done a great job scoring lately. 13 against Kansas Christian, 11 points against St. Louis last weekend, along with 13 rebounds against the Archers. Goss short and tipped again to Porter the third. Lots of contact. And finally, the foul called on Justin Hayes. And I think that's going to be 2 on him, and it is. So they've got Hayes now with 2, Derek Smith with 2. And let's see, also Goss is going to come out here along with Hayes. Back in is Mael Taylor for the first time in. It's Stephen Higgins, number 34. He's 6'5" and a sophomore, big body in the middle. Red with 24 seconds on the shot clock. Bennett against Cole. Red misdribbled it, and it's going to be tied up, I believe. Let's see if a timeout was called. Nope, alternating possession, and it'll stay with North Central. 13:50 to play in the first half. 9-8 after it was 9. Let's go soccer terms here. It was 9-0 in the early going. Good ball movement. Get it to Porter. He's free and lays it in. 4 points for J-Mo. Pirates take their first lead. They've scored 10 unanswered points. This is big 6'5" Stephen Higgins. Worked the ball around to Chris Cole. Cole's got Bennett in his back pocket. That ball tipped and kept alive. 10 is C.J. Lang. Lang against Brown. 6 to shoot. What a pass inside. And Higgins turns and hits it. Boy, what a beautiful pass, and then a difficult shot by Higgins. St. Louis again up by 1. Bennett forces a 3. And Porter had a hand on it, but swooping in there, C.J. Lang. He flew in to get that high bouncing ball. Higgins again. Red strips him. Pirates come the other way. Red on a 3-on-3. Couldn't get it. And which way does it go? It goes back to North Central, knocked out by Higgins. Here comes Kalen Strite, who is just back recently after some concussive issues. Missed a couple of games. Hand off right back to Strite. Open is Talon Holt off the drive. And the rebound taken by Kajundich. The ball comes loose again. It's a little helter-skelter right now and thrown away by the Pirates. So the Pirates and the Archers need to take a deep breath here and kind of get their games back together. Turnover-wise, not so bad. 2 turnovers for North Central and 4 for the Archers. Chris Cole, the freshman, works against Strite and against Holt. Got the shot away and finally knocked away by Red after Kajundich had a chance at it. Not for the faint of heart right now. Cole's going to tie his shoe. That gives everybody a chance to take a breath. Terry Collins is the head coach of St. Louis, as some of the St. Louis fans are here. Their season has been a little bit up and down. They're 10-14, but you know, they play in a conference with the D1 Missouri schools. They don't back away from anybody, and they are always very tough to play against. I think that's one of the best things you can say about a coach. Their teams are tough to play against. Strite blocked that shot. Ahead to Holtz. Holtz goes right through the middle of Kajudic. And no question, I don't think about that one. Talon did a pretty good linebacker impersonation right there, putting the arm in front of him to protect himself, and he ends up picking up the foul. We'll take a timeout with 11:55 to play in the half.
Scholarships make a big difference in the ability to attend school. Whether you're a first-generation student, a normal matriculating traditional student, or an adult student who sat out or not been to college at all.
Should you have any questions, you can always contact the Financial Aid Office. We're located on the NCMC campus. You can reach us by phone at 660-357-6513, or you can email us at financialaid@mail.ncmissouri.edu.
Scholarships help immensely.
St. Louis men at North Central men. As you look at Terry Collins in his huddle, he is the 11th year head coach. He's held 5 different JUCO head coaching positions. He's a native of Los Angeles. And he is kind of old school in a lot of ways. He's been a lot of fun to get to know the last couple of years in our little pregame interviews. He's always very accommodating. We appreciate him doing it again this year. St. Louis's basketball. They lead it by 1. Chris Cole giving it off to Stephen Higgins. Taylor giving it up to Lang, gets it right back. Now works against Red. There's Lang, a sophomore, driving, scooping, little short, followed by Higgins. Stephon Higgins with 4 points from House Springs, Missouri, and Cedar Hill Northwest. That one won't go. Porter is there. Now Strite's going to try to get something going. And finally it's Gack. Pirates swarming the boards and taking advantage of the ball being knocked around a bit to get that bucket. So again, the lead is won by St. Louis. Knocked away from Higgins. Here's Strite with Porter behind him. He'll dish it off. And Porter with that great job hanging in the air to get control of the ball before laying it in. Strite saw him, didn't he? And knew exactly where he wanted the ball to go. Higgins not likely to shoot out there. He's 0 for 1 from three-point land this year. Kick to the outside. Taylor loves to shoot the 3. Knocked into the hands of Strite. And Kalen Strite has contributed here in this first half. Wed working the points. Gack got a step. Goes inside and gets the bucket. Gack has 4 points. The lead is 3 for North Central, and it looks like Terry Collins now wants a timeout. They had a 9-0 lead at one time, and now they trail it by 3 after that beautiful pass and score as Strite hits James Porter III. Well, lots going on in athletics now as we switch from the winter season to the spring season. The baseball team got an opening day win today in their first game at Branson. They played Ellsworth and won 6-2 earlier today. The home opener for the Pirates March 6th against Redlands Community College. Softball dropped the pair yesterday in their first day of play to Ellsworth. They are playing at Southern Arkansas University Tech today. And men's and women's golf opens their season March 9 and 10 at Columbia's College Spring Invitational in Columbia, Missouri. We're off and running, and flag football is coming up on Tuesday night. The Pirates in flag football play Kansas Wesleyan at 6 o'clock Tuesday at C.F. Russell Stadium. Here's Chris Cole into the corner for Taylor, works against Strite there. 10 is C.J. Lang. He's got Bennett on him of the Pirates. Lang backing in. Nothing there. Finally has to force it up with 1 second left on the shot clock. And Porter has a rebound. Straight to Gack. Not on target. So that pass not on target either. Cole was reaching for it, but evidently didn't touch it. And it will be North Central basketball. Here's Brown coming in for Grant Red. So General Grant Red will sit down and Point guard duties likely will switch to Strite here. Got to take a moment to wipe off the basketball. It's Megan Becker, our head trainer, that is here. Tara Sanchez was hired and as an assistant started the first of the year. So we're one of the more progressive schools, I think you'd have to say, when it comes to some, not perimeter positions, but non-coaching positions. I think we were one of the first to have a full-time athletic trainer, and Megan Becker underneath. Porter fouled, and he'll have a couple of free throws, I believe. Foul is on Kyle Gast, who's just checked into the game. Porter will go to the line where he is an 82% free throw shooter, 108 of 132 on the year. Has another one coming. He is a sophomore, he is a sophomore from St. Louis, went to Ritter High School. Jolanda Jackson is his mom, and tries to make mom proud here by hitting the second free throw. So a couple there for Porter. He has 8 points, and the Pirate lead is 5. Remember, they were down 9-0. So they have outscored St. Louis. Even I can do this math, 18-4. 24 is Justin Hayes. That goes right through the legs of Hayes, I believe, and the Pirates come out forcing a turnover. Here's Bennett, hasn't hit yet from 3. Everywhere but in. Bounce pass, good one by Lang underneath, won't go for Gast, and then the follow is up and in. Justin Hayes hits the follow-up. He's got 4. And the Pirates lead is 3. Bennett's on the outside. Strite has played some major minutes here early. Jump pass, Brown to Strite. He lets it fly and hits nothing but the bottom of the net. First points for Kalen Strite. He's a good three-point shooter, 41% on the year. He's also a sophomore in Bonner Springs, Kansas. And a whistle at the other end of the floor. As Red gets ready to come back in, the foul will be on. No foul, just knocked out of bounds. So Red back in fact, all the starters are in with the exception of Bennett, who gets a rest. Strite still on the floor off the bench. 18 to shoot. Gast giving it up. Taylor against Brown. Ran out of space, stepped on the end line, turned it over. 8 turnovers for St. Louis, 4 for the Pirates. 35% shooting for the Archers, the Pirates at 39%. Nobody's heating it up real bad, are they? Goss coming out now to take Grant Red. Quick inside pass, and that's James Porter III, and he's into double figures now. So Porter's had a big influence on this game. The ball knocked away. Red has it. Red waiting and hitting. So a little sleight of hand, sleight of foot, if you will, by Red, and he has 5 points. Pirate run now is 25-6 since they were down early. Strite will take the ball after the turnover. Here's Brown. Pitching it to the corner, got bumped, and not sure if that came out of his hands or if it was just a bad pass. Either way, St. Louis has it. There's a 3 try by Taylor, and the Pirates limit St. Louis to 1 shot. Red to slow it down with 7 minutes to play in the half. Red deep in the corner against C.J. Lang, who knocks it out of bounds. And that will take us to a media timeout. We have 6:55 to play in the first half. Here's a look at that stop and shot by Red just a few moments ago as the Pirates lead it now by 10.
Watch this, y'all.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Meeker. I'm the Director of Financial Aid here at North Central Missouri College. Fill out every scholarship application that you can. Anything that you can fill it out. It may take you a couple hours, but if in return you receive a $1,000 scholarship, I believe that's a pretty good return on investment. The NCMC scholarship application is available each year, and it's due by March 31st for the upcoming fall.
Pirates in St. Louis here on this Saturday afternoon. There's Guillermo Gomez, who's one of our golfers and one of our sophomores here on Pirates Digital Media. St. Louis bench around Terry Collins, the longtime head coach, and Jeremy Esri squatting there in the middle is assisted by Demetrius Houston. Their manager is Tanner Evans. Pirates and St. Louis met last Saturday. North Central 82, St. Louis 59 in that game. Pirates shot well, 54%. And their free throw shooting has been good all year. They went 19 of 26 from the line, and they had 12 more rebounds last week against St. Louis in the game played at St. Louis. Here, the Pirates have overcome an early deficit to lead by 10. They were down 9 points in the first few minutes of the game, 9-0. Brown against the zone. Now Dak at the line making his move inside. Finally able to find just a little bit of daylight to get his 6th point. Dak is the 4th leading scorer, but his stock and trade is rebounding. He's a very good rebounder, number 3 in the nation. Defensive rebounds, number 17 overall. Goss works against Brown. That ball loose. Red's going to make a play for it. Look at the pass from the floor. And off to Brown, who's fouled with the dunk attempt. What a play by the little general, Grant Red. The foul is on Mael Taylor, and Brown goes to the line. He'll have a couple. Cam's looking for his first points in this afternoon's game. Averaging 12.6 points a game. He's a 75% free throw shooter. He's, again, one of those guys who does everything well. 3.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists per game, 1.5 steals average per game, and a solid free throw shooter at 75%. Makes both of them here to move the lead to 14. Wow, what a run it's been for the Pirates. At halftime today, we'll have the Dance Wave featuring some special guests. And we'll also hear from John Neff of the Pirates.
NCMC foul number 4, Camden Brown is first, 13.
Brown will pick up that foul on the perimeter. Team foul 6 against St. Louis, 3 against the Pirates, so North Central's in good shape there. Popping outside is Kajundich. Red floats outside to get the rebound. Brown was thinking three-pointer. There's the good ball movement to Bennett. Now Red hit a 3 a little bit ago. That one's offline. I think he knew it too from his follow-through, and the rebound to 6'5", Justin Hayes. Hayes all the way down for the layup. The Pirates couldn't stop the ball, and Hayes lays it in for his 6th point. Now Brown. Red, Brown to Gak, posted up down low. Gak has been aggressive going to the hoop today. Couldn't get that one on good defense by Hayes, who also gathered the rebound. So a good defensive stand for St. Louis there when they really needed it. They're down by 12 now. Kajundich in the corner. He walked with the basketball as he made his quick move toward the baseline. So another turnover by St. Louis. They have 11 now. The Pirates have 5. Pirates have scored 13 points off St. Louis turnovers. Red and Cole matched up again. Here's Bennett, a step, and 2. First field goal for Cam Bennett, 4 points. Pirate lead is up to 14. Boy, who would have saw this coming after the first 3 minutes or so? Turnaround, way off the mark. Maybe blocked a bit. Hayes gave the ball to Brown. Now Brown muscling his way inside, blocking foul on the Archers. Looks like it's going to be Zach Winkler picks up the foul. 1 foul on him, 7 team fouls now, so the Pirates will shoot free throws the rest of the way in the first half. And Camden Brown is the shooter. Cam Brown is a big Ohio State fan. I would assume he means mostly in football, but I don't know. Ohio State's, again, one of those major colleges that just kind of seem to be good at about everything. On the wing, a turn and a look by Hayes. 23 is Kajundic. Taylor gets a screen and gives it right back to Hayes after the screen. Hayes over the top of Red. Wasn't that smooth? Justin Hayes, 8 points. He's a 53% shooter, but averaging just 6 points a game. Red through the baseline, throws it right to Taylor. Yak slows down the ball. Now Taylor into the paint. And Cole blocked from behind by Porter, and that looks like it'll take us to our media timeout. 32-19, Pirates lead it here at the Ketchum Community Center. They are looking to win their 20th of the year. Partners with North Central Missouri College Athletics include Pettijohn Ford, now offering low upfront prices and no hidden fees on every vehicle in stock. Grundy County Lumber, your authorized local steel dealer. St. Luke's Health System. St. Luke's unique combination of clinical excellence and compassionate care makes them the best place to get care. BTC Bank, agriculturally minded, service-oriented, and driven to strengthen the communities it serves. Farmers Bank of Northern Missouri. Bank on the go with Farmers Bank mobile app. Archers are 10-14 on the year. They won their last game against Missouri State West Plains on Wednesday, 91-90, 59% shooting in that game. They scored 91 points. They had a big lead in the first half, 15 points at halftime they led by, but then were outscored by West Plains 58-44 in the second half. So they are coming off an impressive win. And they started out on an impressive note against North Central today, leading 9-0. Now they're looking to mount a comeback against the Pirates as Chris Cole, a little shake and bake, physical with Red, and a foul is going to be either on Red or the help side defender, which I believe was Gack, and they're going to give it to Red.
NCMC foul number 10, Grant Red.
So Grant Red picks up his first. And at the line, Chris Cole from the Chicago Agriculture and Science Institute had 10 points against North Central a week ago. First point tonight, 4.6 points a game on 46% shooting from the field. And for a guard, doesn't take many threes. He is 0 for 2 from the three-point stripe. 1 out of 2 for Chris. Pirates with a 12-point lead. Gack trying to keep it alive, but great defense again by Hayes, and then looks like Gack is going to pick up a foul. Well, let's see. There's a lot of discussion going on. The St. Louis coaches are upset, even though the call went their way. Gack was not pleased. He had to have a demonstration. These days, probably a video clip would suffice. But in any case, he doesn't win that argument, and St. Louis carries on. To Jundic from the outside, to Hayes. Now it's Cole against Red. This battle continues. 21 is Winkler, and as he goes inside, a foul. 3 minutes, 2 seconds to play. in the first half. 2 free throws coming up.
Second, 15 foul. At the line, shooting 2 for St.
And
Louis.
Grant Red called for that foul. Zach Winkler from Dupo, Illinois, has another one coming. He's a good free throw shooter, 82%. Had 5 points against North Central, 4 points against West Plains Wednesday. Winkler is 6'1" and a freshman. So 1 out of 2 there for his first point of the afternoon, and it's an 11-point lead. At halftime, Dance Wave and John Neff is our At the Break interview. Good move, Brown, a little too strong. Gack is there, and finally the whistle's blow. What are they going to call? A lot of talk underneath, and the foul's going to be called on Stephon Higgins. 1 on him, and that'll send Gack to the line. I think it's going to be a 1-and-1. Doesn't that make sense? And we'll see here. Nobody's acting really like, well, now they do. 1-and-1. And the rebound on the miss. Again, Justin Hayes. So Hayes has been influential in this game. Archer is down by 11. Let's see what Chris Cole can do about that, the freshman guard. Taylor in the corner. Stride is back in on him. Higgins inside, surrounded by 4 Pirates now. And it's finally bounced into the hands of Porter. Derek Smith on the bench with foul trouble. Higgins has come in and hit 2 baskets. Tries to cut off Bennett, and a whistle. And this is going to be against Higgins once again. He picks up another foul. Now he has 2 fouls. Derek Smith picked up 2 quick fouls. He hasn't been back since. Bennett knocks down the free throw and has 1 more. Well, Cam Bennett has been fantastic for the Pirates as a 2-year starter. Plays his last home game today. Came to North Central from Missouri Western University, where he redshirted. So he had 2 years left with the Pirates. Had an injury at Western that kind of affected his season there. Boy, are we glad to have him. He's been super. Winkler for 3. It goes! And a foul. So Winkler got it to go in. The foul's going to be on Porter. And so Winkler, a chance at a 4-point play. We haven't seen many of these recently. Let's see if Winkler can end up with that 4th point. Gack, the rebound. Minute 45 to play in the half. Playing a 5-out game, allows Brown to drive in. He was losing his balance and threw it up. He's upset. He didn't get a foul to go in his favor, and Taylor goes to work. Winkler from the outside. Taylor as they go around the horn. 16 to shoot. They've got plenty of time. Jundic couldn't do anything with it. 10 seconds to shoot. Stumbling, and no call. He held his foot, I guess. Winkler misses it, and the Pirates come the other way. 1:05 to play in the half. It was kind of an odd drive by Winkler. Bennett is able to find the handle after it was nearly stripped away and get the bucket. He has 9 points, 2 made baskets, 5 made free throws. 12-point game again. Cole works against Brown. Here's a long one by Winkler. Porter another board. Quick pass to Gack, a little too strong. And thankfully all the cheerleaders and folks on the west end are all right. There is a shot clock still in effect, as you can see on our monitor, on our scoreboard on your monitor. But St. Louis can take this to virtually the last second. Taylor Drive by Winkler. Got it up somehow, and now the Pirates have 4 seconds. Porter from midcourt. Watch with the basketball. Caught in betwixt and in between is what my grandmother would say, as he was going to fire it up from midcourt, then thought about possibly not doing that, and ended up doing neither and traveling with the basketball. Well, the Dance Wave coming up here, and they have a special guest today, the Vibe Dance Company of Bethany, which is headed by Chandler Ussery. He is going to be part of the Dance Wave here at halftime. We're waiting for St. Louis to clear the court as the Pirates lead this game 36-24 at half after they were down 9-0 in the first few minutes of the half. Let's go down to the floor.
From the Vibe Dance Company, dancing to Head Under Water, choreography by Carly Hoshowski, under the direction of Stephanie Hickman.
Woke up coming off a day, cold sweat on my skin, always on the bed. Deep down, getting lost again, but it's me and myself that I'm on against. Dark days that I've overcome, what is this? I feel like it's only just downtown in the underzone, chasing eyes when I'm feeling low. Whoa, gotta let go, but I don't know how to let go.
St. Luke's knows time is precious. That's why we save more patients from heart attacks and deliver the fastest stroke care in the region, and bring more cancer experts to more communities, so you have more time to enjoy what's most important: life. St. Luke's.
See the score at halftime, 36-24. The Pirates lead St. Louis here, looking for their 20th win of the year. One of the Pirate players that has been very good this year when called upon has been John Neff. He's kind of a fan favorite. His dad was a coach. He plays the right way for sure, and he has been instrumental in a couple North Central wins. Let's take a moment here with John Neff of the Pirates. Sophomore John Neff joins us here at the break. Welcome. It's been a year, and I want to talk to you because we were talking before. Stats. How do you measure your contribution? Because you're not putting up big numbers, but you are making a significant contribution. How do you measure that?
My measuring wise, I mean, just defensive wise, like there's just different things that I got to come in and do in the game. Like I don't have to be the guy that scores. We already have those guys established. Right now, my job is to come in, guard that guy 94 feet, get stops, disrupt them, and then just on offense, just make plays, get the ball to the guys that we need to, and try to get us a couple wins.
I'm talking about, though, that I guess we can see stats on your steals and assists or whatever.
For sure.
But the effort, How do you guys measure effort?
Well, I mean, when you go in, you don't really you don't know when you're coming out. You don't. And so kind of what I do is when I get in the game, I look at the points and I say, okay, we're up 7. Well, when I come out, let's try to be up 11, Let's try to be up 12, 15. That's kind of what we look at. It's like that plus minus.
Makes
where like
sense.
if I go in and we're down, let's try to get the lead. Let's try to tie it. Let's try to, get it to where like we're in a good position to where when I come out, we can win the game still.
Right. Now to me, that's a pretty amazing attitude for a college student,
For sure.
Especially a younger college student to have. Where'd you learn that?
My father.
Yeah, he's a basketball coach.
That's the biggest thing. I mean, I didn't play a lot in high school. I was a starter my senior year. Other than that, I didn't play much. So just learning from that, like the bench guys, like when you go in the game, like you don't want to think about like how many points you're gonna score, that kind of stuff. Like when you go in the game and you come out, you want to see, okay, did I contribute to the scoreboard? Did we go up or did we go down? What I need to work on, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I think I recall we talked last year on this segment that maybe you're thinking about coaching in the future. And is this a good situation to learn enough about the ball game, about basketball, that you're going to be able to pass that on?
For sure, yeah. I mean, I've known Coach Essie my whole life, so I learned a lot from him just when I was younger, and I learned a lot from my dad. And so I just feel really good about that part. If I ever went down the coaching path, I feel like I could definitely like contribute well in that and succeed in that.
You're not very competitive, are you?
I'm probably one of the most competitive people you know, Rick.
So, like, what other areas in your life do you compete at?
I'm a really big lifter. Like, I love lifting.
You are?
Yeah,
Okay.
I love lifting. It was, like, the main reason and, like, the main way, like, I could play basketball. My dad told me I had the skill, but I was 5'8", 115 pounds.
Yeah.
And I needed to lift.
You were 5'8", 115.
Yeah, I was a small kid going into my senior year, and lifting changed the game for me. I became a starter. I contributed well, on-dimension all-district, on-dimension all-conference in high school, and then just especially being here, like, there's guys out there that are, like, 6'5" and above, and when we went to the national tournament last year, the average age is 24 years old.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, we were the youngest.
know
We
that.
were the youngest team there.
Huh.
So, I mean, you got to think about it. A 19, 20-year-old kid, he's got to be able to, like, compete out there, and so I love lifting. That's one of my biggest competition things too.
Right. But doesn't lifting give you those big red marks on your arms? Is that where those come from? Because that was apparent the other night. So
that's the cupping.
Tell us about that. What is that technique?
So cupping is basically like just like kind of like flushes out all like that like build up tissue in your body. So like the darker the circle is, like the more your like muscle needed that. And as you could tell, they were pretty dark, and they looked like geekies. So yeah, no.
Yeah,
sure.
but we see them all the time now. I mean, it's a relatively new thing, and but I think the first time I saw it, I was like, what in the world? Is that ringworm or what? So,
I remember when I first came here, I thought it was the most amazing thing ever. And if I'm being honest,
does it make you feel better?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Does it pull stuff through your pores, or what does it do?
It's just like wherever the like cup goes, it basically just like suctions it up and like holds that like muscle in that tissue and kind of like creates blood flow to just like not have it like be as like sore as it would be if you didn't.
It's been real beneficial.
For sure, yeah. I use it on my back, shoulders, my legs before. It's great.
Yeah. Well, let's give a little shout out to Meg, because she's, I think she's one of the few full-time trainers at this level. Now we have an assistant.
For sure.
What does that mean to athletics?
I mean, Meg, she's there for all of us. I mean, since coming in here, like Meg's been there for me. I'm a big cramper. I cramp a lot, and Meg is like probably one of like the like most understanding and most there for me that we can be. Yeah, Meg's a great like athletic trainer and also just like a great person as well.
We just don't talk about her much.
No,
and
for
so
sure.
I'm sorry to take your interview, but I think
we got to definitely give her credit for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always.
Okay, coaching is in your future. Are you going to look to play at a 4-year school?
I would love to.
Going to go to a 4-year
I want to try to
school?
play as much as I can. If I can't though, I've kind of done a little bit of things for like a strength and conditioning coach, like trying to get on the staff. Like coach through there as much as I can, and then obviously with my education degree, just trying to finish that out as well.
Right, you are majoring in education.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, when you get past and you have to pick from jobs, what are you going to be looking for in education?
So it's going to be PE, so physical education.
Right.
Probably around like the elementary, just like younger.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was kind of like my biggest thing. When I did it here in Trenton, it kind of taught me a lot, just dealing with Coach Sager and stuff. It was great.
Yeah. School easy or hard for you?
Right now I got a lot of online.
In terms of routine and all that.
Yeah, a lot of online classes right now, so it's definitely like a lot of just like I got to make sure that I'm doing it, not having to be in the classroom and stuff. So
yeah,
it's not bad.
I got to ask you this, and I don't want to get too personal, and I'm not mocking him. Where did John come from? There's a lot of Johns.
So when I was in preschool, kind of like pre-K stuff, I lived in St. Louis, and we had like 5 different like Jonathans in our class.
Okay.
And so they gave us all a nickname. It was Jonathan, John, Johnny.
Oh.
I got John. and
It's
from
stuck.
that day it just stuck.
So it's not on your birth certificate
No,
like that.
it's Jonathan, but yeah, I'm a John, and
I
it's
like
stuck with
it.
me. It's crazy.
Yeah, you like it or no?
I love John. Shoot,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's neat.
Everybody
And
thinks
it
it's my
is
middle name. They
distinctive.
think it's John, middle name John, and then last name
Exactly.
Neff. But
right.
yeah,
right.
you gotta let them know.
I had I coached a gym bob one time. You know, if I have 2 daughters and they're named after a real mentor of mine.
Yeah.
His name was Bill, and then I had another mentor named Bob. And I swear, if I'd have had a boy first, it would have been Billy Bob. Right. But now one's Billy and one's Bobby. So again, don't mean to take up the interview time.
No,
for
that's
you.
great.
So tell us about your folks a little bit. Your dad's obviously a coach.
Yeah.
How about the rest of your family?
So my sister just got done playing basketball at Truman State.
Right.
She is now a teacher down there in Kirksville.
Okay.
She's elementary. She's killing it. I got a little sister who's 9. She's in basketball, dance, flag football. She's in everything. She's killing it too. She's in 3rd grade. And my mom, she's a
Third grade.
Yeah, and it's crazy because like the reason we moved to Kansas City was because of her. Like we lived in St. Joe. We were doing good. Dad was coaching at Lafayette, and then here comes this little 9-year-old, and my dad was like, "Hey, we're gonna make the move. We're gonna get in a good place for us and our family and stuff." And it was great. And then my mom, she's a special ed, like early childhood, like administrator. She's killing it too, and she's probably like one of the like closest people to me. Me and her butt heads all the time because we're the same exact person. But I love my mom. Crazy.
I can imagine. You must
yeah.
have some terrific drive yard basketball games.
Oh yeah, for sure. When we lived in St. Joe, we had a half-court cement basketball court in our backyard.
I think I remember you telling me that.
And it got real. Me and my sister. Oh yeah, my dad would watch us. It was crazy. I used to just take charges on her, get all mad. It was great.
Yeah. No, that's fascinating. What hobbies do you have?
As I said, big lifter. Love lifting. Love working out. Love spending time with my family, my girlfriend. She's also big. She goes to Moses State, and she's in acro and tumbling. So like, we'll live together. She keeps me on track with like what I eat, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Shout out to her. She's great. So I just spend a lot of time with her when I can when we're both back home. What else do I do? I love to play the game with my friends. You know, trying to like catch up with them just because I'm at college and they're not, or they're at a different college. So that's really all I do.
Yeah. Best moment at North Central. We're getting toward the end of your second year now. So anything stick out?
My best moment at North Central was probably the game against Highland at Highland, because that was the first time that I saw like my team and like the crowd and like my coaching staff really just be like, wow, like John can like do this, like he can play,
right?
Like, you know, like he can be out there, and it kind of like proved to people that like when like I'm needed, like I can play, like I can be in at the end of the game, I can start, I can do all those types of things, like. Yeah. That was probably like my best moment at North Central.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
For sure.
Hey, congratulations on a nice career here.
Yeah.
And, again, it's so hard to measure, I think, as a former coach, the things guys like you bring to the floor.
For sure.
The glue, all the attitude, for lack of a better word. And I think that's fabulous that you've accepted that. And,
for sure.
Yeah, and you know what? Any coach would be lucky to have you next year.
Sure.
John Neff, our guest here at halftime, and we'll be back with the second half in just a moment.
Shout out Film Guy, right?
It's always pretty amazing how the camera guys can track the ball in the air looking through this little window. They are so talented. They bring these games to life. So they're a lot of times the unsung hero of the broadcast. They do some incredible work.
Pirates lead it by a score of 36-24. You look at the team's stats from the first half. Let's also by voiceover, let's talk about the individual stats. Here's one that was big in the first half. Derek Smith picks up 2 fouls in 3 minutes. He picked up those 2 fouls and sat for the rest of the half. At that point, The Archers were, I think, up 9-0 at that point, but they were soon outscored by the Pirates with Derek Smith on the bench, and the Pirates now have a 12-point lead after being down by those 9 points. Individually, 8 points, 7 rebounds for Justin Hayes. He also has 2 fouls, but they came later in the half. Cam Bennett has 8 points for the Pirates, 10 points and 11 boards for James Porter III, leading the way for North Central, and you see the stats there for the first half. So we go to the second half, and having the ball first will be St. Louis, moving from right to left here against North Central. Coming out to start the second half will be Derek Smith. Also Hayes with 2 fouls. So that's pretty standard for college basketball. You sit until the second half starts, and you play your way through your last 3 fouls. There's the turnaround by Smith, no good, but offensive rebound leaves the way for Cole to take a 3, and Bennett is there to capture the rebound for the Pirates. So the Pirates go to work here for the first time offensively. Bennett against Goss, who also sat for a while in the first half, and then the putback by Porter, but they're going to wave that off and call the offensive foul on Porter. J-Mo gets his second foul here early in the second half. Our thanks to John Neff for sitting down for our halftime at the break feature. What a great kid. His parents obviously have done a pretty good job with him, especially at a basketball level where he is very intelligent. All the way through Smith, and that's exactly why they miss him. He was doing that in the first 3 minutes and really had St. Louis off to a fine start. Let's see if he is enough to bring the Archers back. Gack backing down Hayes, and then the foul is going to be, I would assume, on Hayes. Yep, they're going to get it is going to be on Hayes. Our referees are Chris Stevens, Justin Criddle, and Cole Craig. There's Bennett, and at the free throw line, number 24, Dang Gack. So Dang at the line. 7 points now for the Oak Park High School graduate. John and Asia are his folks. We've told this story several times about his folks coming over from South Sudan. It's a great story, and I think Dang is really proud of them, and boy, he's every right to be proud of them. They had to face civil war and come into the United States separately. It won't go for Taylor, and the Pirates get the board from Gack and run. Brown off the curl move, the handoff. He'll go all the way and be fouled and have 2 free throws. So with a minute and a half gone by, the Pirates go to the free throw line, and it'll be Brown, who has hit 2 free throws in the game tonight. Those are his only points. He averages 12.6 a game. Cam Brown against St. Louis a week ago, 9 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. Against Kansas Christian, he had another 8 rebounds and 4 assists along with 14 points. St. Louis needs to find an answer pretty quick. This may be the guy right here, Smith. Hayes on the outside. Popping out is Goss. He was pretty quiet, and he's a pretty good player. 14.6 a game, and Goss has not scored. And Smith muscling his way in against Porter. He's a difference maker, isn't he? Parkway North High School in St. Louis area. And it's Bennett hanging in the air and hitting the shot off the glass and picking up the foul on the Archers. Justin Hayes has just picked up his 4th foul. Goss is going to come out, and C.J. Lang is going to come in. And for the moment, Smith is going to stay out there with 4. So he picked up another foul real quick, apparently, after the break. And now picks up his 4th. St. Louis has committed 3 fouls already in the second half. Taylor's 3, no. Bennett underneath the basket. Camden Bennett to the baseline for 2 as he sneaks through. Cam Bennett now with 13 points. Number 10 in the nation in scoring at 22 points a game. Smith going to take a long one. And into the hands of Brown. Cam Brown working the floor to Cam Bennett. Grant Red against Cole. Gack on the outside. Bennett drives against Lang, and a foul will hold as Bennett hits the floor once again. So Lang picks up the foul. It's his first, and 4 fouls already on St. Louis. Cam Bennett again to the line. One more for Bennett. He's from St. Joseph, business major. His mom is Angela, and he's been, as we said, he's been a fantastic player 2 years at North Central. Seven made free throws. That's not unusual for him. There are nights where he'll hit in double figures just in free throws. And one of the nation's leaders in total attempts. 22 is Kyle Gast. Taylor against Porter. There's Smith again, trying to reverse it. Man, he is something. He has 3 baskets in the second half. He's now playing with 4 fouls, and he has been smooth. Here's Bennett from the outside, a little off. Pirates rebound. Fresh 20 seconds to work with. Bennett floating it up there and getting it to roll in. He's got 5 field goals and 7 free throws. 17 for the sophomore. Smith again, this time on the outside, won't take the shot. Taylor works his way to Cole. Now Taylor over the top of Porter. Long rebound, and Cam Brown comes up with it. Brown gonna go all the way. Got a little too speedy up near the rim and couldn't quite get the touch he needed. Cole goes around Red, pitches it to Smith. Well done by St. Louis. And it started with that Cole pass, and Smith going full tilt down the lane. And there's a steal. And then Brown grabbing and holding him to prevent the breakaway. Well, now they're going to call an intentional foul. Nope, they're going to immediate timeout. They're going to discuss it, though, which will be kind of interesting as they talk about that foul by Cam Brown. Well, Pirates and St. Louis still a 16-point difference.
I'm Jane Meservey, the Tutoring Center Director for North Central Missouri College. One of my main goals with online students is to let you know that all the services that an on-ground student has, you have also. If you're someone that can only do online, just reach out to me and we will make an appointment to get you taken care of and meet online. Do not hesitate if that means that we have to meet you on a Sunday afternoon or a weekday evening. I have students that may be able to do that for you.
Pirates and St. Louis battle for the second time in 10 days. They are going to give an intentional foul to Browns. After he'd given up the ball on the steal to Taylor, he wrapped his arm around him to keep him from going toward the hoop, and so that'll be the foul called against Brown. And he has 2 fouls now. Taylor with the first. That gives him 6 points. Taylor's a 71% free throw shooter, who averages just under 10 points a game. So 1 of 2 there. And in effect, Brown's foul does give just 1 point to St. Louis instead of 2, which you assume on the layup. And now the Pirates will play defense against St. Louis in the half court. Trying to work his way free is Gast on the far side. Taylor's backing it in against Red. And Zachary Kerr in for the first time is there with a well-placed box out and a rebound. Bounces off Taylor. Now Z in trouble along the sideline. Finally gives it up. Porter to Brown. Brown to the baseline, looking for a target outside. It's Kerr that drives and kicks, and now a whistle, and it's an offensive foul on Kerr going through traffic. So Zachary Kerr just into the game. Well, hang on a second, they're going to give it to Brown. Okay, they gave it to Brown instead, and that's 3 on him. Gast on the outside. Cole now works against Grant Red. Cole getting free for a moment, but Red able to recover and get in front. Now Gast. Turnaround won't go. Excuse me, that was Zach Goss who took the shot. And the lead is 15 for North Central. Pirate women won easily in their game against St. Louis. They'll be the number 1 seed in the regional tournament at Jeffco next weekend. And they'll play St. Louis again. Foul here is on Alan Kajundic. So the first foul on the 6'5 freshman Kajundic, who didn't score against North Central but had 6 rebounds. Doesn't have any points in this game either. Yak catches the inbounds, goes in, and is fouled. He must have gotten hit a little bit harder than it looked like, because he had an open shot there that all of a sudden was way too strong. He'll get 2 free throws out of it as the foul is on Kajundic again. And Gak with 8 points to the free throw line. Against St. Louis last weekend, Dang 15 points and 8 rebounds. Came back with another 8 rebounds against Kansas Christian. He also had 8 points against Christian. Second one for Gak. Strite battling, but can't take the rebound away from Kyle Gast. Goss racing up. And Goss lost the handle, dribbled on the white end line, and the Pirates take over on the turnover. That's turnover number 12 against St. Louis. The Pirates have turned it over 10 times. 48% shooting for NCMC and 33% for St. Louis through the game. Kerr on the wing. Porter backing his way in. James Porter, the third, physical, and finally a foul called, and he'll get 2 shots. Kyle Gast comes out of there shaking his head because he got called for that foul. And I understand his point. He felt, I believe, I don't know what's in his mind, but it looked like he felt like he had been receiving as much as he was giving, and I've got to agree with him. They put Porter at the line, and he will have a 2-shot foul here. James Porter III, the NCMC Student of the Month this past month. He's kind of an aggressive giant on the floor, but he's very personable, not very soft-spoken, but he's fairly soft-spoken, not at all like the personality you see on the floor. At least I've not experienced anything like that. What a player. Here's CJ Lang giving it off. It's Smith, mid-range now. He shows that ability and has 12 points, 10 of them in the second half. Still playing with 4 fouls. And a turnover as Kerr handles the ball on the sideline. So a 15-point game. The Pirates seem to be in control, but as we've seen, St. Louis can be very good at times. They got out to a 9-0 lead against the Pirates today. Lang and Strite. Taylor looking for a place to go against Kerr. Lang to the shooter in the quarter. Winkler drains a three. That's exactly what I'm talking about. They, as we've said before, very capable. Winkler has 2 3-pointers and 7 total points. Bennett trying to get a move on the baseline, ran out of room, and then Lang hits the floor, and it looks like it's going to be a foul on Porter, I guess. And that's 3 on him. Not a shooting foul, just 4 team fouls against North Central. Porter's going to get a break with 3 fouls, and Talon Holt back in. Talon had 14 points against Kansas Christian midweek. Taylor working his way through, got the shot, and he's fouled. What a drive by Taylor. Mael Taylor from University City in Missouri, a 6'2 freshman. And he took a pounding there, but got it to go in. Kerr picks up his second foul, and he'll come out of the game. Grant Red is back in. Taylor had 16 points against West Plains on Wednesday, and 12 points last Saturday against North Central, and here the rebound tipped out to him. He's got a chance to add some more. The tip, no, after the shot nearly went down originally. Smith got the tip, but nothing doing for St. Louis after getting the offensive rebound. Red on his horse. Holt and Bennett penetrating, drawing 5 players to him. He still scores. 19 for Cam Bennett in his Ketchum Center finale. 12 minutes to play. Won't go for Taylor. Gack has the rebound all to himself. Grant Red looking for a place to go. That's Smith that came out to slow him down a little bit. And that's knocked out of bounds by Taylor. So 11:47 left in the ball game. It's a media timeout now as the Pirates battle St. Louis Community College in this Region 16 matchup, previewing perhaps the regional tournament matchup next week. We'll see how it all works out.
Gathered in there. Before you open your eyes, at Smithfield, we're busy slow smoking. Before you sizzle, we hand select and hand trim. Before you were born, we gave birth to flavor, which you'll find in every bite of our naturally delicious hickory smoked bacon. Flavor hails from Smithfield.
Pirates Digital Media crew today. Nolan Parton is our student producer on site. Nick Stewart, the director. Aiden Snyder has our replays. On our cameras, Guillermo Gomez, Jorge Gomez. Yes, they're brothers. Alvaro Alegria and Riley Everett all on our cameras today from the Ketchum Center. I am Rick Cole. We transfer to our spring sports starting Tuesday night. We'll have flag football play-by-play for you from C.F. Russell Stadium in Trenton. North Central's first flag football game ever against Kansas Wesleyan as Talon Holt gets his first field goal of the afternoon. So the Pirates stretch the lead to 14. That's about where it's been for a long time now. 12, 14, 16 points at times, I believe. Taylor out to Smith. And then the Smith screen frees up the shooter, but it won't go for Lang. Loose ball, in which way? It'll belong to St. Louis. Good hustle play on the end line there by Zach Winkler, a freshman from Illinois. Shot clock will go back to 20 seconds now. Taylor takes over. And that pass was behind him, and I think that C.J. Lang thought maybe Red had touched it. He withdrew his hand from trying to catch that ball as if another player had touched it, and turned out not to work out for him so well. Pirates will try to take advantage of the 13th turnover of the night by St. Louis. Here's Red. Holt splitting defenders going in. He loves to do that, and he has his 5th point. We were talking about Talon before, how much he has grown in his 2nd year as a Pirate. Lang against Strite. Good head and shoulder fake, and he'll go to the line on a foul by Kalen Strite. So Lang does what he has to do to get to the free throw line, and that's exactly where he ends up. Strite picks up foul number 1, but that's now 6 fouls as they're on North Central as a team. Halfway through this second half. One more coming up. Zach Winkler against West Plains, 4 points and 2 rebounds. Against North Central, had 5 points last weekend and has 7 points today. And one more. Jeremy Esri will join us after the game in our post-game comments section, if you will. Go back to the old newspaper days. Post-game comments. Good pass, Red to Gack. It won't quite go. And then there's a pile up on I-35 right under the basket. Taylor trying to take advantage. Blocked by Holt. Taylor gets it back. Still scrambling for the ball. Taylor strong again, but it won't go. And Gack secures it for North Central. Red on the run. Ran out of territory. Got too far underneath. Back the other way, bounce pass to Gast. He couldn't handle it, and going in to help him out was Mael Taylor, who now has 10 points. Boy, Taylor just works his butt off, doesn't he? Red, Strite, and stepping on the sideline was Bennett.
Checked in for the Archers.
Archers are going to bring in Zach Goss. And it's St. Louis ball. Well, right now is where they need to make their move. Down 13 with 9 to play. Taylor in the middle to Winkler. C.J. Lang against Holt. Long one outside. Winkler hits it. Zach Winkler's 3rd 3-pointer, and he has 11 total points for St. Louis. 10-point game. Bennett's in trouble. Gets it off to Gack, and he powers his way up. Gack into double figures with 11 points. Drive by the Archers. That's Taylor. Strite left alone for the rebound, and the Pirates look to increase their lead from 12. Red looking for that little crack he needs. This pass deflected, and here comes St. Louis. Drive by CJ. The shot from outside won't go for Winkler. He hit one a moment ago. Red on the run. Again looks for the crack in the defense. It's Bennett lofting it and hitting it. First 3 for CB today. 22 points for Bennett. Smith on the outside. He's going to go hard against Gack and find a fadeaway on the baseline. It's knocked right back into the hands of Dan Gack. Under 8 minutes to play. Bennett step away from C.J. Lang and hit his second 3. Bennett has been great down the stretch. Hit 2 3-pointers in the last couple of minutes. Now Winkler inside against Holt. Rebound tipped out. Good play off the boards by Goss. CJ Lang rebounded by Red, and the Pirates hold the fort here with 7:20 to play. Looking for their 20th win of the year. Here's Bennett and draws the foul. The foul's going to be called on CJ Lang, and that'll be his second as Porter checks in and Higgins checks in. We go to a media timeout here from the Ketchum Community Center in Trenton, Missouri. Hope you'll come back with us after this.
Strike.
North Central shooting 53% on the game, and St. Louis 34%. Each team has hit 4 3-pointers, but the Pirates have really made a difference at the free throw line. 18 of 24, while St. Louis has hit just 4 free throws out of 10. So a, 14-point difference at the free throw line. And Cam Bennett is there again for the Pirates. 7:07 to play. That's 8 made to free throws by Bennett. 26 points for the redshirt sophomore. So another fine game for Bennett. He's had many of them here at the Ketchum Center. The lead is 20, and St. Louis's chances are rapidly falling away. Smith, you got to wonder what kind of game it would be if Derek Smith hadn't gotten into foul trouble. Pushed a little bit. The shot by Winkler is off the mark. Strite is able to get it to Holt, and now Bennett brings it up the floor. Bennett on the run!
Number 5, Camden Bennett.
He can do no wrong right now. I think you're going to have to make a strong case for Bennett to be the regional player of the year. However, as Jeremy Esri points out, he missed a couple of regional games when he had that ankle injury. Stripped is Higgins, and the Pirates push it straight. Off to Brown. Brown outside to Holt, and then to an open Porter. And Porter shot off the mark. Back to Bennett for a moment. Jeremy really feels like if the voters look at just the regional games, that may hurt Cam Bennett. But my point is that he's had a great overall season and probably deserves the honor as the best player in the region from what I have seen. Here comes Chris Cole back in for St. Louis. Those awards will be given out a week from today at the conclusion of the regional tournament. That's being played at Jefferson College in Hillsboro. Chris Smith again. I just marvel at this guy who has 12 points in the second half. He sat out everything after the 3-minute mark in the first half when things were going so well for St. Louis. Then he gets those fouls called on him. He sits the rest of the half, and the Pirates led by 12 at halftime after being down by 9. Strite. Brown launches it, goes flying afterwards, and I think there's going to be a foul on St. Louis checking out Brown. Yeah, hold on to that. It's going to be on James Porter III away from the ball. That is his 4th with 5:12 to play, and now we are in the bonus on both sides. 1-1 for St. Louis. Gack is back, and Porter gets a break here with those 4 fouls and 5 minutes to play. But the Pirates are bolstered by the fact that they lead by 20. Another one coming for Winkler. Winkler's had a solid game, 12 points. He's made 3 3-pointers. He is a 6'1" freshman from DuPont, Illinois. Holtz looking for a cutting Brown. Good defense by Higgins. Outside, Bennett. Not this time. And Higgins is able to grab the rebound. Goss spins inside. Smith had a shot at that rebound, and it's Higgins that grabs it. Now Cole, in kind of a mini transition period, is able to hit it. Boy, it was like they were coming down the floor in a transition for real, but he took advantage of what he saw, and now he's going to commit a foul as well. So Chris Cole with the foul. That's his first, but as we mentioned, Pirates will be in the 1-and-1 here, and after the next foul, they'll be in the double bonus. And everything slows down for a moment here as Bennett goes to the line. And he earns a second shot. 10 made free throws for Bennett in the game. 30 points. I believe his high as a North Central Missouri College Pirate was somewhere in the 37-point range. That's a 3 put in again by Winkler. He has 4 3-pointers now and 16 points. Brown cut off by Smith. Good job defending in that 2-3 zone now. That pass, straight. Holtz, Gack with 10 seconds to shoot. Holtz in the corner, and it drops right into the hands of Brown. How do you like that? Boy, that's got to be so frustrating if you're St. Louis. That's Cam Brown's first basket. Smith against Holt. Smith inside. He's something else. Holy cow. He hits the shot. He is fouled and will go to the line. And Deng Gack picks up the foul here as we count our way down to the final whistle. Pirates leading at 72-57. A quick shot of Terry Collins with the Archers around him, and now Jeremy Esri and the Pirates, as the Pirates are out to a 15-point lead here. Pirates in St. Louis battling for the second time in 8 days. They may have a chance to play next weekend also. We'll see if it's in the first round, the semifinals, or not at all, but this game will have a lot to do with the seedings, with St. Louis 2-3 in the region and the Pirates 3-2. Again, football coming up on Tuesday night. Women's flag football at North Central, a reality, and we'll see the Pirates for the first time formally on Tuesday night, a 6 o'clock start at Russell Stadium in Trenton. Chris Smith at the line. And again, he has been wonderful in the second half. 17 points, 15 of those in the second half. And he has survived with 4 fouls for a long, long time. Pirates in no hurry, 3.5 minutes left. Strite kicks it out to Gack. Brown on the end line, looked like he stepped on the white stripe alongside the court and turns it over. At this point, North Central is shooting 51%, St. Louis 37%, and that's pretty much accurate with the scoreboard. Turnovers virtually even, 14-13, and now 14 all as they count that step on the line at the other end. Goss's shot no good, tipped out of bounds by the Archers. 22 of 28 at the free throw line has made a big difference in North Central coming back. And now with Terry Collins calling a timeout, not sure what it is yet. We'll make a decision. It's going to be a 30-second timeout that turns into a full timeout, and that's where we come in. We'll take a break and be back to the Ketchum Center in a moment.
They say free. St. Luke's knows time is precious. That's why we save more patients from heart attacks and deliver the fastest stroke care in the region. And bring more cancer experts to more communities. So you have more time to enjoy what's most important, life. St. Luke's.
As we say goodbye to this basketball season, we also say goodbye to the Dance Wave. They've been entertaining all year and doing a great job under Stephanie Hickman. Pirate basketball ends on a winning note for the women. They win easily against St. Louis, 87-37. Liz Oliver, 17. Taylor Morrison, 13. Sydney Ashelman, 10 points for the Pirates in the win. And now the Pirate men trying to wrap up this game against St. Louis. Bennett's in the back courts, surrounded and finds Straight. Now Porter. Not quite attack yet, has no reason to here. Under 3 minutes to play. And Bennett's going to be fouled by Winkler. And even though that was a foul in which they stopped the clock, I guess, you're putting our best free throw shooter for the last 2 years at the line for 2 free throws. So Terry Collins trying to slow things down a little bit, but that's probably not the guy they talked about fouling. 12 made free throws, 32 points, 33 points. And again, a bid for the player of the year, I think, for Cam Bennett. Pirates don't want to foul for sure, and lucky that St. Louis misses that shot. Bennett fighting against Goss down the sideline. And Bennett again will slow things down with a 12-second shot clock. Cut him off. Porter, 5 seconds to shoot, and he shoots well. James Porter the third with 13 points. James Porter the second, and Jolanda Jackson, his folks, long one. And that's Winkler again. 5 three-pointers for Winkler. Boy, what a day he's had. Knocked out of bounds by Cole. So Winkler with 19 points, 17 points for Derek Smith. Those are the leading scorers for St. Louis. Cam Bennett with what now? 34, 33 points. 13 for James Porter the third. 11 for Dang Gak. Boy, Bennett's trying to fight through a sandwich there, and he ends up traveling. So St. Louis does what they want to do. And the timeout. It'll be a full timeout, and they did not get it before the travel call. So the ball will belong to St. Louis when we come back. Well, not quite summertime yet. We're getting there, though, and 150 left in this game.
With the new U.S. Bank Smartly Visa Signature Card, you can earn an unlimited 2% cash back on every purchase.
You're trying to elude me, Mr. Falcon, but I will find you.
You're really going all out, huh?
Shh. getting cash back on all of this.
I'm coming over.
No matter what you buy, earn more smartly with the U.S. Bank Smartly Visa Signature Card.
Pirate basketball this afternoon, brought to you by Pirates Digital Media. Once again, thank our crew today. They've all taken different jobs through the day. Nolan Parton, Riley Everett, Nick Stewart, Aiden Snyder, Guillermo Gomez, Jorge Gomez, and Alvaro Alegria, all part of our student crew here on Pirates Digital Media. I am Rick Cole. Porter into the forecourt as the Pirates try to drain any chance from the hearts of St. Louis. Minute 35 to play, and a turnover on Porter. So St. Louis getting what they want, and let's see what they can do with it. Well, it's not a good thing to throw it right to Brown. Here he goes, and he's knocked away from the basketball. Stride is there to pick it up, and the Pirates can run some more time. I think it's the way St. Louis is really overplaying Bennett's right hand and now bring the double team. Bennett lobbing it for Strite, and way off the mark. The timing not right either, and a turnover. So again, it'll take a miracle finish, but St. Louis has a shot here if they can score and score quickly, get the ball back. That's tipped into the hands of Strite, and that may do it with 1 minute to play. 15-point lead seems pretty safe, doesn't it? Porter inside, and again, a foul will be on the baseline, his drive, and it's Stephen, check that, going to be Justin Hayes
St. Louis foul number 24, Justin
commits
Hayes.
the foul. In comes Alan Kujandic, the freshman from St. Louis, and Porter to the free throw line. 13 points for him. He's been on kind of a double-double game here, as the Pirates are going to take Bennett out here, and a nice moment for him leaving the floor. And now Porter, who again, 11 points, 13 rebounds against St. Louis. Kansas Christian, 13 and 12. And tonight he's got another double-double, had it before halftime. Cole can't hit it. Dangak has it, and the Pirates just need to hold on to the ball here twice and call this a day. That doesn't help. Ahead to Winkler, and Gak with a show-stopping block here. And the Pirates come the other way. They do not have a shot clock, so they will end the game on Dangak's block. He's pretty good at that too. And the Pirates will just walk it off here. They'll run out the last 12 seconds without a shot attempt and win it by the time it's all over with 78-61. But again, significant in that the Pirates were down 9-0 after the first, 3 minutes? And then the fouls mounted up on Derek Smith, the 6'4 sophomore post, and things turned dramatically to the favor of North Central as they erase that 9-0 lead by St. Louis, come back to lead at 36-24 at the half, and finish it up 78-61 as we wait for Jeremy Esri after the handshakes. And we'll talk to the 10th-year head coach of the Pirates here in just a moment. Some stats for you real quick. As the Pirates shoot 52% in the game, St. Louis shot 36%, 6 of 18 from the three-point line for St. Louis, 4 of 15 for North Central. But North Central really does the job at the free throw line, 26 of 32. Remember, they're a 77% free throw shooting team for the season. And that's number 2 in the nation. St. Louis only got 13 attempts at the line, hit 7 of them in this game today. So we'll wait for Jeremy Esri. There's the coach as he heads to our interview area. Our individual scores led by Cam Bennett with 33 points tonight. That's got to be close to a career high for him. And the other leading scorers for North Central, 15 for James Porter III. 11 for Dang Gack. Those guys have led us most of the way. Camden Brown chipped in with 6 points. The other scores for North Central, 5 for Grant Red and 5 for Talon Holt. On the St. Louis side, the Archers led by 19 points for Zach Winkler and 17 points for Derek Smith. But again, it was Smith's foul trouble in the first half that really made a difference, as when he came out, things really turned around, and North Central goes on to win it 78-61. Jeremy Isri and the Pirates pick up their 20th win of the year. Congratulations for that. I know that's a mark.
Deep breath, yeah. Yeah, especially starting off 9-0 today. Just happy with our guys. I thought they were intense after that. They were tough after that, and we'll take it. We'll take it for sure.
So now you are 4-2 in the region. Does that make you the number 1 seed?
We'll have to go back. I believe so. I need to do some math. Didn't want to jinx it and all that stuff and look ahead. But we'll have to go back and see what the deal is. But it goes down. I think it goes head-to-head, which we split with Metro, and then I think it goes to Division II win percentage games. So we'll see where we're at on that and prepare for whoever we got to prepare for on Friday. I'll tell you this. I think the region is super, super even this year. All 4 teams are very talented and capable of winning, so we'll see what we can do.
A super, super guy with some talent is Camden Bennett. You did a nice thing getting him off the floor so the crowd can recognize him.
Yeah.
What has he meant to your program?
And first off, got to give a shout out to Coach Houston, because he's so good on the bench and he's aware of all that stuff. And I definitely was not aware of that. And he's like, hey, let's get Cam in. And special for Cam, and Cam's a special player. He's a guy that filled a great role last year for us and stepped up this year and to do what he did, 1,000-point scorer. Hopefully he's recognized as one of the better guys in the region and all that stuff. But I thought he was just tough and just super proud of him. He had a bad ankle sprain. And just how he fought back and just how he's in the gym every morning, 8 a.m., getting shots up. Cam's going to go down in history here, so he's real special.
Is there any reason that I shouldn't vote for him? Not that I have a vote, but for Regional Player of the Year?
I don't know. I thought he was tough today. He's been tough in all our games, and I wish you had a vote.
Yeah, me too. Like some Americans, I'll vote twice if I have to.
There you go.
And no, we shouldn't even get there. So, hey, congratulations on another 20-win season, and we'll look forward to seeing how you guys do next weekend.
Hopefully we go get some more. Thank you, Rick.
Jeremy Esri, our head coach at North Central, and our guest in our post-game show. And that's going to about wrap it up. I'm looking here real quick through the official box for anything that really sticks out. 20 for Zach Winkler officially, 17 for Derek Smith, 32 for Cam Bennett, and then a couple of double-doubles, 15 and 12 for Porter III, 11 rebounds, 11 points for Dang Gack. So that's a couple of guys with double-doubles to go along with Camden Bennett's 32. Well, that kind of wraps up our basketball coverage for the year. We hope you'll join us on Tuesday night. Our pregame show for flag football will start right around 5:40 on Tuesday. Thanks for joining us today, and as we always say, go Pirates!
Jolly Roger! Make sail, laddie! Walk up,